Well, the street rod headlights in the old 40 Mercury here, they're kind of outdated and ugly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. In this video, I've got my 1940 Mercury, and I'm going to dress the whole front end of it up with some reproduction headlight rims, some stick-on chrome, a better bumper. We're going to get rid of that stuff. It was too yellow, and you're going to want to see how I all did it, because here's most of it, and it came out awesome. This is a 1940 Mercury. It's the second year. This body style came out in 1939. 1940 is the second year. And this one's been customized. As you can see, the top has been chopped. It's molded, yellow flames. It would say Mercury down the side. You can tell it's different by Mercury because of the bubble in the hood, which is very hard to see on this car because of the paint. But my friend built this back in the late 90s, and I ended up with it here. And I've been changing things up on it over the last couple of years. If you go back on the channel, there's actually some 40 Mercury videos in a playlist. I added 41 Ford bumpers. Right now they're just painted. I'm working on finding some nice chrome ones. The car was Pro Street in the back with the big wide tires. I hacked all that out. So if you're interested in seeing what that's like, I built all new frame rails underneath the car in place and welded it back together and put it on leaf springs with the regular rear wheels now. But one thing that's always bugged me about this, it's got these, I don't know if they're Hagen or whatever they are, aftermarket headlights. If you're familiar with 39 and 40 Mercuries, the 1939 Mercury had a stock headlight that was similar to this. They had one big glass lens. In the 1940, they went to a chrome housing just like a 40 Ford, and I'll get it out in a second, I'll show you. But I never really liked this. These make the front of this car look like a 1939 Mercury when it's a 1940. So we're going to get rid of them. I've got some original buckets. I got some reproduction headlight rims. And we're going to put the original 1940 Ford/40 Mercury headlight trim on here and make this thing look one step closer to more of a original looking car, hot rod. Right now it's pretty like monochromatic, like 80s, 90s street roddy look. I'm trying to go back to a custom 1958 to 1962 time frame with this thing, and it's going to involve changing the headlights out. We're going to try to chrome this handmade grille. It should be, this original grille was gone. This is a handmade grille. We're going to try to put some chrome on it maybe, and try to make this thing gussied up, make it look a little bit more like a stock-ish Mercury that's been painted. So a while back at a swap meet, I bought the correct headlight buckets I should need here. They're 40 Ford. And they are a factory bucket with the headlight adjuster and the ring and the whole 9 yards. And I had them in the trunk for 6-8 months here. So I just want to make this video right now. Why have any planning or anything? I pull out the second headlight bucket. There's no back in it. It's covered with fiberglass. It's all rotted out. Well, that's not going to help me. Junk. So I guess we can put one on. And we'll put one in and see how it goes. I'm going to have to, they reproduce these. I'm going to have to order another one. So we can at least do one and see what it looks like and see if it makes it any better. We'll just, it'll be like Johnny Cash's Cadillac, I guess, like one piece at a time. So anyways, we got that. I do have brand new 40 Ford reproduction headlight rims, and oh, it already looks a ton better. Look at that. So this is what this car would have had on a factory, a 1940 Ford/40 Mercury headlight ring in chrome with the parking light up top. So that's what this will end up on here eventually, just like that. I like it already. So let's go ahead and get this guy off of here. There's a screw. One of these, I think this side, the headlight, the clips are a little loose to hold in there, and the headlight would fall out and dangle around in here and be going every which way but loose. That was kind of fun. These are like H4 or something like that, hella headlights. They take a lot of amperage. They actually overheat the headlight switch and trip the circuit breaker to headlight switch. So the other day, I was driving this home late at night, in the dark, obviously, and the headlight switch overheated and shut the headlights off. So I had to hold my phone out the window and use my cell phone flashlight to drive the last like 2 miles home. Do you know how slow you need to go to be able to see with a flashlight off your phone? I can tell you it's real slow, like 15 miles an hour. because any faster than that, you can't see nothing. So that was fun. So I removed the headlight rim, and then it's got this plastic lens cover here, which I think just kind of snaps into here somehow. Oh no, it's got a clip. Hold on, it's got a clip on top. We'll loosen this guy. Come out of there. You see that? It's got the plastic ring headlight deal. So I think we can pop the headlight out if I can get these clips. There we go. That one is loose. That's why this guy kept falling out of here. Oh, how does this not want to come out of here? There we go. So these are some kind of hella, I thought they were plastic, but they're glass. Some kind of hella like driving headlight that's pretty bright. It's like an H4 or something maybe. And I can tell you what, the high beams are super bright on these, but they pull a lot of amperage, and like I said, they trip out that deal. And there must be nuts on the underside of them because they're just spinning. Now my friend Tom built this car. He didn't realize that 40 Mercurys and 40 Fords, the Mercury is 4 inches longer, and it needed fenders, so it's actually got fiberglass 40 Ford fenders grafted to the original steel fenders. The steel Mercury fenders are cut off here, and there's some cracks in the filler, but it's like these steel original fenders are bonded to the fiberglass fenders, and then there's a seam back here where they go back into steel. So it's got fiberglass 40 Ford front fender chunks molded to the 40 Mercury original fender halves. I've been buying Mercury crash parts for this just in case it ever gets wrecked, because Mercury's are hard to find. I've got a nice driver's side steel fender, and I've got a hood, actually a 39 hood, which is a little different trim wise and stuff, and the hood latches I think a little different, but the overall shape is identical. And it's always nice to have, I like to have crash parts for my rare cars, because if you wad it up, the insurance company's not just going to go out on the next street corner and find parts for it. You might as well collect some parts and have them in stock in case anything ever happens. And then you can bill the insurance company for the stock that you have. Say, hey, I had to go out and buy these parts. This is what they're worth. But at least I have them. So we got 2. That one's missing. We got one more over here. Alright, now that guy comes right out of there, and is there any kind of plug action? Yes, there is. There's a plug. Aha! Next question is, can I get my hand onto it to get it apart? Alright. There we go. Pull that guy out of there. If we look in the fender hole, we can see the Mustang tube front suspension with the QA1 coilovers and sway bar in there. Uh-oh. Of course, it doesn't want to fit. Very good. Why is that? Alright, now I've come to the realization that having one headlight bucket and the other one's a complete pile of junk is not going to help me, because we can't just put one headlight in the car. So they reproduce these. Bob Drake and Dennis Carpenter and all that reproduce these. I just ordered a new set on the internet. They will be here in a couple days. I actually ordered them through Summit Racing, but I believe they were a Bob Drake reproduction through Summit Racing. Not cheap, $300 for a brand new set of these, but unfortunately when I bought these at a swap meet, I bought them all together. I bought the box of the trim rings. These are $155 from, what are they, Vintique Incorporated. These are made in USA. probably an older reproduction, but new old stock in the box, but an older reproduction. But Made in USA die-cast trim rings. These are $150, and then the bucket is another $300. So it's $450 to put the correct headlights back in this car. So I bought these cheap. I think I paid $50 for these at a swap meet, and like I said, I just ordered the new buckets for $300. So it is what it is. But so I'll put this one on the shelf and save it. It's in nice shape. The other one's absolutely destroyed. But since they have reproduction ones that come brand new with all the brand new hardware, you know, a pair of them, I had to do that. So in the meantime, we can probably take this one and hold it up here. We'll trim the fender a little bit to get this to sit in here correctly, and then we could slap the headlight in it and put the trim ring on it to get an eyeball look at it if we want to. Or we can wait until the parts come in. But we'll probably fit it up and take a little bit of grinder massage and massage this fiberglass just a little bit. We'll get the bucket in here. It's next day. I went and I used the grinder and I just ground. You can see the dust here. I ground the fiberglass back just a little bit around the edges. These fenders, when they came, the headlight holes must have been blanked out, and Tom had just cut the the hole, whatever it was. So some of the edges were a little sticking out farther than the others. So I just trimmed it back, got the bucket in here. Now I wanted to put the headlight in it, but unfortunately, I just realized that the ring that screws on to hold the lens into the housing is missing, and I don't have any to put on it. But we're gonna stick this guy back in here just so we can mock it up. And how am I gonna hold it in here? Let's get some tape. Tape it in there. It's got to be the best thing to do. Tape it. Got the trim ring out. It clips on top. Here's a little clip. I've actually been fitting it. I had to bend the clip out a little bit. The way these housings are cast, there's like a little piece on top there that grips onto the clip, and it's not very big, so I had a heck of a time getting it to grip on there, but I finally got it enough to get the screw in the bottom to hold it. And once you screw it down, it kind of locks itself in place. Hopefully it can't come off. But the new buckets come with the retaining ring, so obviously we'll be able to do that the correct way when they get here. But for now, just taper in place. So there we go. The adjustment screw. The headlights are looking down. I'm not going to bother adjusting it because there's no reason we're not going to run this one. So the bucket, this clip goes in here. I got to see, put that in there. And then it comes down here. Give it a little tap. What do you think about that? Yeah, I can tell the headlight's looking way down. Like I said, there's a big gap at the bottom. And these Hella lights are flat, so it doesn't even fit this, the chrome the correct way. An actual, I'm not going to run these, an actual regular 1A lamp or whatever they're called. I think I might even have one over here. They bubble way out, so it'll actually fit the thing better. Oh, yes, I do. Got a whole bunch of them. What are these? These are not halogen. Just randomly have this and see how much these bubble out in the front. Let's pull that. What the heck is all over this? Let me pull that back out. I'm going to put this one in there instead so we can get an actual look at what it's supposed to look like with the correct light. All right, that looks a lot better. I found I had the correct style. They're a 2D1 lamp is what it is. And this one actually looks like it's brand new and it's a halogen, so I'm going to stick with this. And I've got some other ones. I think I got a halogen. They're not going to match, but they're both halogens. But this, here, I'll bring it closer. Hold on a minute. Here we come. Whoa! Bam! Now you can see it fits a lot better around. It actually bubbles out this is, you know, this is the actual lamp that these lights, oh, you can see me in the chrome. Look at that. There you guys are. You're right there. Bam. Right on the old GoPro. So like I said, this is the actual style of the lamp that is supposed to be. And that looks good. I also have the marker lights. They go in here. They're glass, the parking lot lenses. They hold on a little clip, so we can go ahead and we can throw that in here. But I think we have essentially proved the concept that you can put the stock 40 Mercury 40 Ford rings and all that back on the car. So I think it looks way better. Hold on, let me put the hood down. I think it looks way better. It looks like the way a 40 Mercury should look. Like I said, these hot rod style Hagen ones, a 39, if you go ahead and Google like 1939 and 1940 Mercury and you'll see what I'm talking about. The 1939s had a similar headlight to that street rod style one. That's actually probably where they got the idea. And the 1940 had the chrome 40 Ford. But it's an iconic look, and since this is a 1940 Mercury, I want the 1940 headlight rings on there. The chrome adds some pop now to the front of the car where it was monochromatic before. And once I get a better 41 Ford bumper with chrome, I'll do that. Okay, I went and I got the chrome I ordered. And it's just stick-on little chrome. I got this tip from my buddy that helped me work on, that helped him do the rocket car. If you go way back to the beginning of the channel, look up Thomas Rocket Car, the build series, you'll see younger, more awkward me replacing the lower 12 inches of metal on that car. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to have an update. The Thomas Rocket Car is being unveiled at the Buffalo Transportation Museum, the Pierce Arrow Museum in Buffalo, New York. I'll be there, and we're going to unveil it. I'll hopefully be able to get a video there. I don't know why I can't. And we'll take a look at the Thomas Rocket Car fully restored for museum action. But anyways, some of that car's got some stick-on chrome. This is plastic. And it looks good enough for what we're doing. I mean, right now we got tons of crappy bodywork that's fallen out of this car. Tons of cracks and fillers and stuff. Stone chips. The grille is yellow with a bunch of cracks. It's made out of steel tubing. So, I mean, I don't see how it can be any worse. What I'm going to do is take Scotch-Brite, or I'll wipe this down, get all the bugs and stuff off it. Take Scotch-Brite, just scuff this real fast with Scotch-Brite. We'll just fog it flat black. I'll probably leave the bar down the center yellow because I'm not sure if I want to paint it all. This would have been all pot metal and chrome. Originally, I picked this narrow molding because the original 40 Mercury grill, this is a Mercury, not a Ford, the original 40 Mercury grill was really fine, thin pot metal. If you go and look at up on the internet, like I said, the 39 was more like fatter bars like this with like round stainless steel horizontal bars, but the 40 was really fine pot metal. So I want to replicate the 40 grill. So I've got this like 1/4 inch wide chrome, and it's plastic. It's got 3M tape, and you basically just go ahead and stick it on here. So I believe I have enough to cover all the bars, and if I paint them black and then split the difference, it'll from afar look like it's a tiny little pot metal grill and look just like the 40 grill again. But the original grill, they had some kind of center bar. Actually, the hood release came down here and had a flip. They would flip up to open the hood. Now this is the hood release here. But I think for this car, I'll probably leave this yellow down the center because it kind of ties in with the shaved trim on the hood of the peak of the hood, and have that yellow, but paint everything from here over black and black. And then we'll stick the chrome on it out to here, and might put chrome down the side of the yellow, like here where the edge of the grill is this way to break it up. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how much we got, but I got quite a bit here, and it should stick on. It says it's 3M adhesive, so it should stick on, hopefully, and stay on. All right, here we go. Let's paint this thing. I scuffed it up with Scotch-Brite and wiped it off. I got some Rust-Oleum Professional Flat Black, my go-to paint of everything. And let's try it. Oh, it's gonna work. Heck yeah, bro. Too late now to turn back. I like it already. How am I going to get down here? This is a conundrum. Oh, got it. Boom. Rattle cans are the best. So, just got to get enough on here to black this out. Mainly, it's to black out the bars behind the chrome, obviously, and in between the bars. So I'm going to fog a coat on here and let her tack up. It got real hot and humid, so hopefully it won't take forever to dry. Boom. And also, I get the fix behind the grill. Check this out. When I say this grill is made out of square tubing, you can see back here it's like some 3/4 square tubing welded up. This thing is completely structural. And then a bunch of 1/2-inch tubing there. It's thing is super beef. I'm gonna fog over this yellow here, trying to black this out. There's a panel that goes in here, so you don't see this, but I'm gonna try to get rid of that yellow here the best we can. And actually these bars are bare metal-ish, so now it'll be black on the back. Boom. Let that dry. I'll throw one more coat on it, and then we'll be blacked out for action. And then let's get the chrome out and stick it on. Or let's see, maybe I should let it dry overnight. That might be a better idea. But we'll at least unmask it and we'll take a look at it black. All right, the paint's dry enough to take the tape off. And as you can see, I did what you're always supposed to do with the aluminum radiator. In the front, paint it black. You don't want to see it through the grill on these old cars. It's horrible. Just horrible. So that's black. All behind the grill is black now-ish. So let's unmask our action and take a look. Hopefully this cheap tape comes off without wrecking everything. Rattle can restorations. Well, how do you like that? Let's get this hood down. It's not going to latch, but we'll... You think about the yellow down the center? Yeah, I think it kind of ties it in since it's de-chromed to make sense, I think. So I'm going to let this dry overnight because it's tacky and it's got super humid, like I said. But I think it's going to be the right answer because... Where's that chrome at? What do you think? Oh yeah, the black's gonna disappear and all you'll see is pretty much the chrome. And this will look just like, pretty much like an original chrome grill, almost-ish. They had like a design, they were like kind of swept up into them, but this chrome will stick on there and it will turn this grill into chrome. We'll leave the yellow in the center. I think it's going to work out good. I think it's going to be awesome. As long as the stuff doesn't get like all green or peel off or nothing, which hopefully it won't. But we can always redo it. Just sticks on there. But I think that was the right decision. We'll have the chrome headlights, the chrome grille. These bumpers are 1941 bumpers, are 1 year only. Very hard to find, very expensive. I've got like 5 of them. I've got the best one, where I had the best one on the car. I painted them a hammer tone, which just came out silver, so I look kind of like old man, like rattle can restoration silver. But I have a couple more with like driver quality chrome on them, not, you know, a little bit of scrapes and rust and stuff. Maybe I can pick one and clean it up and throw it on the front here. The rear bumper, I don't know what I'm going to do about that, because I don't, that one's pretty rough, and I don't think I got one nice enough to replace that. But at least on the front, we could have all the chrome on the front and give kind of a better look to the front of the car. It's like a paradox of time. I'm on the time continuum. This video is going to come out after the video that I haven't edited yet. That's got to come out tomorrow for me, but like next week for you guys. After this one, or no, before this one. Don't think about it too hard. You'll have a brain meltdown. So that's that. All right, next day, paint is dry on the grill. I kind of like the black grill, actually. I thought about not putting the chrome on it because it kind of ties in with the car. Looks kind of tough, but I think it'll look good when we get the chrome on here. So I'm going to start at the top. We're going to go side to side just so I don't run out of chrome. And I cut the piece to fit kind of... Oops, I cut the wrong end off, didn't I now? No, I didn't. No, I cut... It's... I don't know how hard this is going to be. Peel the 3M tape. I guess I'm going to peel it probably partial the way back. And stick it. I want to kind of center it up on the bars. And this stuff is super flexible. So I think it's going to be kind of hard to get it to lay on there straight. So I got to go carefully. Like peel it as I go. Or else it could look wonky. Something kind of like that. Yeah, I guess so. Let's peel it just so we can get an eyeball right off the get-go with the chrome. See if we like it. I think I do like it, because yeah, that's gonna add the bling. Yeah, that's gonna make the grill look just like a chrome grill again. And it's going to make the fat black bars disappear. All you will see is the chrome, and it's nice and narrow, just like the original. If you go look up a picture of a 40 Mercury, I'm sorry. Go look up a 40 Mercury, like I said. It's going to make it look original. I mean, bam. That's all I can say, bam. I went and I had bought this bumper. I think at Hershey, and it was in the back of the car forever. I went and swapped out the painted bumper for the chrome bumper. This is the best one I got, so it looks good on the front here. I need to get some quad zero steel wool with the soap in it and try to clean up. It should clean up, you know, driver quality. I actually have another chrome one I'm going to put on the rear. It's got a little bit of rust on it, but it's better than nothing. For whatever reason, this bumper, the bolt holes don't line up with the bumper guards. I've got like 5 of these 41 Ford bumpers, which is, if you know anything about 41 Ford bumpers, they're impossible to find. I got 5 of them. I've only got 2.5 good ones with chrome on them. They're decent. The other ones are rusty and or painted. But anyways, all 4 of them, the holes are in the right spots to bolt to this. These are also 41 bumper irons, I believe. But this one, the holes are different, and I don't know what that's about. Unless maybe it's like a really early 42 bumper or something, but I thought the 42s had like the 46 to 48 style bumper, but for whatever reason, the holes are offset, and I'm pretty sure it's a front bumper. It's not for a Super Deluxe. The painted bumper, if you go back in the video a minute, had 2 bolt holes on it here. That was for a chin guard for the Super Deluxe bumper, which I have 2 of those. This is just like the standard bumper, but the holes don't line up. So I just got to take some flat stock. The hole should be over here. I'm going to take some flat stock and make a bracket just and blind bolt it back here, and then bolt that piece to the hole here just to bolt it on. But I could probably just get away with running 2 bolts, but it's kind of flimsy without having the inner ones tied on there. But the grille looks fantastic. The contrast of the black with the chrome, it looks a little 39 Mercury-ish, but those had a lot bigger gap. It's the best I can do, you know, with what it is. The grille is actually structural to the front of the car the way it's made now. It's got the hood latch tied into it and everything. And stock Mercury trim also had a big band of chrome that went up here on the edge of the hood. It kind of like went narrow and got wider. And then there was a chrome up the center and down the center here. To cover up all these cracks in the filler, I might get some of this stuff like 1.5 inches and shape it to make like the chrome on the edge of the hood to cover up all these cracks in the body filler. That'd be something to do. But I think this is where we're going to leave it right now. I got to wait, like I said, another like week to get the headlight buckets and stuff, so there's no reason I could take that one out. But I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not going to tie up the garage for a whole week while I'm waiting for parts. We'll put this away and bring something else in for next time. But really, I'm surprised. Like, really, for minimal action, like a couple of headlight rings and some stick-on chrome and this driver quality chrome bumper, it changed the whole front of the car from like stone chips and too much yellow paint and, you know, street rod to more like, oh, this is a 40 Mercury that's got flames on it. And hopefully this stick-on chrome holds up good. It seems to be holding on good, and it shines nice. So hopefully it lasts. I mean, this car doesn't really sit out in the weather, so it should. But I can't wait to get the other headlight on and all that. This thing looks pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So that's it. Kind of a long Mercury job here, but I think it was well worth it. Thanks for sticking around. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, tell you what you think. Did all the chrome make a difference? I sure think it did. And I can't wait to get working on this car again. I've got to change all the front suspension. I've got new control arms. I'd like to get rid of the coilovers, maybe airbag it and or just put regular coil springs in it because it rides a little goofy in the front. And the 4-speed's got to come out. The clutch is ruined. And I probably got a power glide I'm going to try in it. And I got to get the run better. It runs like garbage. The triples on there are 25 years old. I think I'm just going to put a 4-barrel on it because the hood's barely open on this thing anyways. It's a custom more than a hot rod. But I'd like to get it driving better so I can put some miles on it. I had this car for a few years now and can't drive it for a whole host of the reasons, like the transmission. Like, it's slipping bad. You can barely get into the gas with it without slipping the clutch. So it definitely needs to come apart and be fixed. So hopefully we'll get to that maybe later this year. When I do, you'll see it, bam, here at the Quick Speed Shop.